it goes. Hello. Welcome to the Simply Together show. It is the 20th of January already. Seriously, one more week and then we're going to be out of Jan and then we're going into Feb already. It's a little bit...
We're going to get paid.
Well, do you know what? I don't even want to be looking at the days. Am I the only person in this world? No, I'm not. But there's not many of us that get paid on the 31st, on the last day of the month. That's just ridiculous. It is ridiculous. But we talked about this last week.
All the civil servants get paid. The actual civil servants, the one that work for central government, get paid on the last working day. So yeah, they'll get paid on the 31st as well. No.
There are many people out there who are counting the days. Today's the 20th. That's another 11 days. Although the 31st is the Saturday, so it's another 10 days.
10 days.
Oh, right.
Another 10 days. So if I owe you any money, you're just buggered now for another 10 days. You're going to have to wait. You have to wait. It's a little bit grey and a little bit sunny. It's not too cold. So, yeah, it's not too bad out there. Right, so how are you, Shelley?
I'm good, thank you. Yeah, just trying to keep warm in the house. I'm not out with the dog because he's still got a poorly leg. So
has he got a poorly leg?
Yeah, he 2 weeks ago he jumped up for a ball, yelped slightly, and his back leg was playing him up. So he's a bit of a pulling it up in the air and still running around like a loon. But it's gone on a little bit longer, so now I think it's like I'm glad I've got insurance on him because he's due X-rays next.
Oh,
and he got quoted for an X-ray and sedation for Jack Russell, so he's not a huge dog. About £600 to £700.
What?
X-rays on one leg, yeah.
They're expensive, Nikkei. Pets are expensive.
Because they know quite a lot of people have insurance, so they think, oh yeah, we'll just get it off the insurance. But yeah.
Wow.
Nowhere near as much as what they quoted for me for my teeth.
Wow. That is a lot of money. So you're just going to keep... Are you? You're just going to carry on just for a bit longer to see if it just heals on its own?
Well, no, it's the bit in between that they, because he's under insurance, they send it off, they get pre-approved, then they'll come back to me and then say about doing X-rays and what the next bits will then be. But, yeah.
Hello, Mr. Nikkei.
Well, you just come and tell her to my friends now that you've disturbed me.
Hello.
Shelley, that's Cecile.
Hello.
Yes.
I'm color blind, so I need to have to tell me the color.
No, it's black.
It's black.
Black.
Proper black.
See ya.
See ya. Okay, so how are you doing, Nico?
Do you know what? Actually, I'm doing very well, all facts considered. We thank God. It's been crazy. I agree with you about the time. It's almost like, it's a bit like hopscotch. 1 minute it's just going, then all of a sudden, oh my God, how are we on the... In fact, I can even start from the 3rd because we're looking forward to going back to Taekwondo. We had other people coming from the class. We're like, how's it the 3rd of January already? And then it's just going. Yeah. Then all of a sudden, I'm like, it's the 19th of January. It's crazy.
Exactly. So, and the thing is we know it's logical enough to know that time does not go any quicker than it normally goes, but it just feels like it's going really quick already.
Exactly.
There you
It's
go.
just
There you
crazy.
go.
So it just say that when they say, you know, I know Dio says tomorrow's not promised, but there's also basically time waits for no man. It's really
Yep.
what I keep thinking of there. It does not wait. And it doesn't matter what happens. You know, you can have tragedy on one side and absolute pure joy on the other side. And the weather and time is just going to do what it's going to do. Crazy. So, guys, do not waste time.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yes, I'm very well, thank you. And
So
how are you,
feeling,
Cecile?
I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay. It all seems to be fine at the moment. Touching some wood here. I've just been told by you two or Nikkei that I need to take care of my mental health when it comes to a particular person. So, as I said last week, I'm going to say it now because then we don't have to do it again. As I said last week, I like to listen to GMTV in the morning to hear the Anglian news. That's all I do. Listen to the Anglian news. However, they keep talking about that stupid man, the orange man, that man, and maybe I don't need to listen to or watch GMTV in the morning anymore. Maybe I need to leave that because he's just winding me up on a daily basis.
You can get the Anglican news from Facebook groups.
Do what?
You can get the Shelley's looking at me like I'm mad. But you can get the news from Facebook and TikTok. Oh, well, okay, let's leave that one. But you can get it online. You can get other sources of that news. That is just that news.
Then that means I'm going to be on Facebook longer than I want to.
I just used Facebook because that was the first thing that came to my mind. You could use the news app on your phone. You could use ChatGPT and say, "Could you please send me alerts of the news from this area every day at this time?" The point I'm making is that this is 2026, love, and there are things that you can do to protect your beautiful mind.
you have just got like something as basic as the ITV player on your phone. You could either do the ITV news, which would you put down and it says Anglia, or you've got the ITV app that just play our local news.
Okay. I hadn't thought of that before. It didn't enter my head before. Now it's there because I can't keep listening to that on a daily basis because that is just ridiculous.
I've got an idea.
What idea have you got?
You could make it a New Year's resolution to not watch GMTV news in the morning because it's going to affect how I feel. Because
remember, is that a New Year's resolution or a goal?
Well, that was a segue, okay. But it could be a resolution, it could be a goal. It would depend because really, in my head, as we've been discussing this thing, goals or resolution, I've come to the conclusion that you could have a goal to do something, but then to achieve that goal, you have to have a resolve to do it. Now, for example, if your goal in life is to be generally happy, to have a general medium mood throughout the day, then you know that you don't want to be watching GMTV in the morning. So you would make a resolution not to watch that news, and then you would reach your goal of having a very happy and medium mood. All other things being equal, of course, before anybody comes for me.
Don't come for Nico, because she's literally just trying to solve this and also show that we're looking at goals and resolution. Because the thing is I don't watch it any other time of the day. I think I just like to have that bit of Anglian news in the morning, and then that's it. And I don't even watch any news the rest of the day. And I think it's that habit that you've had for years. Yeah. It's one of those. I've always put it on that. Always just watch that bit, and then that's it. Whereas now, I just need to not. I need to not, because I can't keep. We have our WhatsApp. Obviously, we have our WhatsApp, and I can't keep putting stuff in the WhatsApp about that stupid man. because that's just ridiculous.
Look, it was only consolation,
Okay.
to be honest. It's that's maybe that is it's not algorithms, because what should I say? Oh, I don't watch the news, but stuff comes around, and obviously if you see something, you're like, oh my god, what has happened? And then obviously the algorithm picks up and it does come. And I do agree with you. I do feel exactly the same way. But I just take it back to things that you yourself have told us, to be fair. But I love the stuff that Louise has told us on that course and things. It's those things in the morning, it can have quite an impact.
Because also what they've done is they've changed the time as well. So on January the 1st, 2nd, or whatever, you used to be able to see the Anglian news at about 7:10, and now it's about 17 or 18 minutes past 7, because they've made the first bit a bit longer. And it's like, now you're interrupting my time that I have to do things before I start work. So that's another reason I need to not be watching this. I need to not be watching it.
We've got to take control here. You've got to take control.
Yes. I'm going to take control. I'm not watching it tomorrow. It's not happening. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Oh my God.
Anyway, so
I've just remembered two things I was going to mention today. Both it kind of come with, because it's like your local news, but it's local to us, but it is a national thing that then comes up. 24 hours in police custody tonight. It's about all the investigations about zombie knives.
Yeah.
And it does have a couple of families that we know within the Simply D's group. So if anyone's watching tonight and they need to reach out to anyone that they're worried about kids or anything, just reach out to us. We can pass you on to someone else if anything like that's kind of going on and you're getting upset about it. I just suddenly remembered that. But I've also then realised what the date is today.
The anniversary.
The anniversary of Diane. So we are sending love out to everyone involved. And it does involve the whole community as well, but everyone involved, because it is all comes into our D's family. It's a community. We are a family out there.
And I think yes, so we're sending it to everybody. However, Ticey Gallagher, we've got Amy Ricks, we've got oh, sorry, did you
there's a bit of Diane coming out of you.
Louise Clark as well.
Wipe your mouth out.
Maybe people didn't hear that. So Ticey Gallagher, Amy Ricks, we've got Louise Clark. They're very, very, very close to Diane in many different ways. So yes, there's a lot of people that has had an impact on within our community. Yeah. So 24 hours in police custody tonight at 9.
Yeah. And it being on Channel 4. I knew it was coming, but I just kind of clicked at what dates were all at the same time, and I was like, yes. Yeah. I think everyone's going to be a bit. It's just knowing it's coming and trying to work out how you get through it, and then you're seeing something else, and it's just take your time. Just take your time.
So okay then. So has Channel 4? Is it are they, because obviously we haven't seen, are they connecting it to specific people?
The thing with the 24 hours in police custody, it's a special one that they're just looking at the impacts of these zombie knives have been in attacks with young people across the counties that they look after. So it's a couple of the families that we know of, they show, because some of those families have then actually spoken up, and they've actually got either working with the police, or one of the mums has actually then set up a legacy fund, if you like, for people that have been affected by that. So there's a lot of families that we know. I mean, it is the major crime unit does do Bedfordshire, Cambridgeshire, and Hertfordshire.
Yeah.
Got that? Yeah, round
Yeah.
that way round. So there are quite a lot of families in there that we won't know, but there's a lot that we do know. And we have kind of come paths crossed with. And I know one of the families, it's the guys that did with I've forgotten his name again, Wingman Mentors.
Yeah.
He mentioned this morning it's one of the families that he then knows quite closely with all the stuff that he's been doing out in the community.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's
going to be it's a close one.
Again, because we've had a couple over the past, I don't know how many months, where they've done the 24 hours in police custody, which have been very, very close because of the tragedies that have happened over this past year within Luton. But I just kind of want to point out that 24 hours in police custody is not about Luton only. I had somebody say to me who doesn't live in Luton, they live in London, who said to me, "Oh, it's all about Luton, isn't it?" I goes, "No, it's not. There are other areas as well."
There is, yeah.
But it kind of, I think because there's been quite a few based in Luton, they just think that's what it's all about. But actually, especially, well,
so yeah, I'd with Rita in our group, she actually volunteers for the police, and the last thing that I took her to, like an event that we took her to, that was an award ceremony, we were actually sat on the posh table with the big bosses, and we was actually sat next to the main person that does the documentary. And I said to him, I suppose you get asked this all the time, but why did you pick Luton? And he said, well, it was because we have got the three counties together. You're close to London. You have all these stories that kind of will end up through Luton because they're based in, like, you're halfway between London and Manchester kind of a thing. But also because it can be more controlled because we've got a county court, things will come into Luton. The story comes into Luton because it has to. It could happen in the sticks in the middle of nowhere, but it has to end up in Luton. Your custody is in Luton. So it's not necessarily that it's a Luton thing. But I mean, I was down taking my mum to an appointment in Weymouth in her doctor's. And she says, "Oh, where have you come down from?" Because mum had said, "Oh, it was lucky that, like, my daughter's still down here, that she could bring me today." I said, "Where have you come down from?" I said, "Bedfordshire." And she looked, I went, "Yeah, Luton." And she goes, 24 hours. And it wasn't, normally it's, "Oh, that's where the airport is, or the train goes through there, or the motorway goes through there." No, it's now we are now known as not Luton Airport, but 24 hours in police custody. But it's just we are
it is what it is.
We are busy and varied. And varied. That was the other thing he said.
Yeah.
That was the word he used, was varied.
But I think it's quite nice how he's explained that. Yeah. The way he's explained that and the reason why it's coming in, and it isn't just because we've got all the criminals living in Luton. That makes more sense, doesn't it? Because actually, there's a reason why. But yes, so obviously anybody who's watching that tonight and anybody who is that needs any kind of support, we are here as a community group and we know various different people. Obviously, I'm a therapist myself, and if anybody needs any support out there, we're here. We are here to support. So Nike was going to talk about goals and resolutions.
Oh, right. Talk about being thrown under the bus there. So you forget I know where you live.
No, you haven't.
No, I'm just joking. We were talking about them actually yesterday. And funny enough, just to go back a little bit, our friend Sandra, I had a conversation with this a couple of years ago. And we were talking about goals. And she says, "Oh, I don't do any of that in January. That, January for her is all about self-care and nurturing and stuff like that." And I just thought, "Oh, that's really interesting," because, everybody's always on it, isn't it? It's like, "Oh, it's a new year. It's a new in-between. Everybody's hopeful and motivated, and we're going to do this and we're going to do that." And it's big business as well. That's the other thing as well. So I don't know. I do tend to set some goals, but what I have taken to doing is that you have the goals, and it's okay to carry them over. So you don't have to set brand new goals at the beginning of the year, and obviously you don't have to feel bad if you didn't achieve all of your goals during the year, because they're going to change, and stuff like that. But before we came on air, we were talking about the difference between goals and resolution. Because lots of people say, oh no, you can't set New Year's resolution, it doesn't do anything for you. But I think if we actually take the exact meaning of the word, I think it can still be helpful, because you can resolve to achieve your goals.
You definitely need a big thing. For a resolution, it can't just be, I need to get fit. Okay, because that's easy just to give up then. It's like, I need to
exactly.
Get
it's the thing, it's the habit, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the habit. So obviously we were talking about Cecile earlier with her desire to not see certain things in the morning. And so we linked that to a goal, but the resolution was to not watch GMTV in the morning. But you're quite right, that in itself it has to be part of it's where you break the goals down, isn't it? Yeah. In my head, the resolutions are the little bits of the goal. So it's back to front.
Yeah.
It's back to front. You have your goal, and then you're thinking, right, what are the things that I need to do to achieve these things? What are the things that are holding me back? What are the habits that I'm doing that are not working? Why do I want to do it, etc.? And I think that's where the resolutions come from.
I mean, you can even turn that to business related as well. So if you know that you want to earn enough money with your side hustle or whatever, and I'm going on holiday. If you worked out what money you needed by a certain time, so all your money needs to be paid off like the week before, if, for instance, if it's a holiday, and you look at it and you go, oh, hang on a minute, that's $1,000 or whatever. But I've got so many weeks to do that. So if you break it down and say, right, okay, this week I need to earn this amount. And if I don't do it, well, that's fine, because I can add it on to next week. What can I change next month to make my sales bigger, for instance? You know, so if you're breaking everything down, rather than saying, I need to lose X amount of weight, and then you kind of like full on at it in the first 2-3 weeks, and then it's like, oh, I cannot cope anymore with doing this walking thing. I'm going to give up.
Yeah.
But if you haven't given yourself a goal why you need to lose that weight, and that's it's always the biggest time I had to lose weight was for something in particular, and I went for it big time, and everything was because of that. Now, if I was to then say I need to lose weight, I don't. So I then say, right, okay, I need to be more healthy. I need to be able to do that. I need to be able to, by the time a couple of weeks comes along, I want to be able to do a particular walk when the weather changes. So I know I've got to keep up with my walking now, so I'm healthy enough to do that in a couple of months when spring comes. So it's all those little.
Yeah, there's a gentleman called James Clear, and he wrote a book called Atomic Habits. It's a really good book. I would recommend it for anybody to read. So what he said, he doesn't believe in setting goals. He thinks it's all about systems, and it's all about, well, he didn't use this word, but I would use it. So say, for example, to use your example, you want to get fitter. So they say, right, so Shelley wants to be fit. So she wants to see, so how would the fit version of Shelley behave? The fit version of Shelley would behave that she's going to wake up in the morning, or let's just use morning because it's easier, right? She's going to wake up in the morning, she's going to go for her walk, she's going to do A, B, and C, and she's going to have a proper, clean breakfast. You know, we're not having these Kellogg's cereals, etc. That is how they will behave. Now, obviously, there could be a whole myriad of things of what the fit version looks like, and then you need to look at those habits. So, which habits do you have now that are aligned? Because you will have some habits that are already aligned with it. then which other habits do you need to adopt? So can you adopt any of those? Can you stack any of those habits on the habits you've already got? So, for example, the one example gave absolutely had me pissing with laughter, because it was something to do with brushing your teeth. And I was thinking, well, so if you're brushing your teeth, you're not going to do anything else with it. But it is that type of thing where what he was saying that, okay, oh yeah, maybe it's that you want to drink water. So you put the water glass out the night before. So it is there, ready. When you wake up, you drink the water. And then, and you stack it. So, oh, when you've drunk the water, then that is then the signal to do something else. And it just goes like that. So then the little habits, they build, and then you're doing them. And by the time you're doing all this, you're not even thinking about the weight you want to lose anymore, to be honest. You're more thinking about how you want to be. And then you're doing those things. And then the weight loss should come because automatically, because healthy person doesn't do this and that. And then he also talked about the 80-20 rule in there as well. So it's not all doom and gloom. It's not all doom and gloom.
Does it tell you how long it takes for a habit to form?
Apparently it's about 21 days.
Okay.
And yeah, I don't know. I don't have money to do research on that, but I'm not always confident. I think it can. It probably does take about 21 days to form, but for it to become ingrained, I think it takes a little bit longer.
It's a bit longer. Yeah. So I have literally just Googled New Year's resolutions and where they came from.
Oh,
and
okay.
I'm actually quite surprised because I didn't realize it was this old. So it says they originated over 4,000 years ago.
4,000.
Wow.
From the ancient Babylonians who made promises to their gods as to what they were going to be doing, like money, paying money, things like that. So that's a long time ago. A long time ago. It's not surprising that there are people that feel I need to make a New Year's resolution because we've had it for so long. We've been told this over and over.
Yeah.
But we need to make a new resolution.
It is that, going back to Sandra's thing, and it is a very Celtic nature kind of thing this time of year. That is not necessarily a start of a year; it's a nurturing part of the year.
Yeah,
you're wintering down. You're in and you're tucking in and you're nurturing yourself because the growth actually happens in spring. So if you're following a Wiccan kind of thing, we're in winter, and then the first part of the year is then your spring. So that's your February time, and everything starts to grow from that. But the growth only comes from this time of year where you're hunkered down, you're nurturing yourself, you're getting through the cold time to be able to then spring up.
It's so interesting. It's so
it's just this odd calendar kind of thing that comes into it.
And that just kind of brings in again, doesn't it, the fact that things are changed because the calendar used to be whenever. It wasn't January to December.
Yeah.
And then that's then been changed. But there are still a lot of people that will still feel that actually the new year doesn't start until either February or March for some people.
And every single religion on earth still has some of those things that come from the original earth people, if you like. Easter, Christmas, when you've got Ramadan, when you've got the Jewish festivals, it all kind of comes from those kind of things of how the earth is, what the season is doing right now.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have seasons in shops anymore. We don't have, like, you could only get those particular veg at that particular time of year because they've grown all over the place now and come in. So you don't have that kind of a thing. The only thing that you actually do still get that is from if you get particular fish. I love skate, but skate's only available at particular times of the year because that's the time.
Really? Oh, that's why when I asked for skate chicks the other day, he said, no, we don't have any of those.
Yeah. We're out of season now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So fish. I mean, I only know from skate, but there are particular times where fishermen will only go to certain places at particular times of the year because you fish that particular fish, so that is more available then.
Okay.
That's the only time that you actually get a seasonal food. It's weird. It's so weird. And I only know that because I'm a fisherman's daughter.
But is that the same now, though? Because, like we just
It's still
said,
the
you
same
can get
now.
it from anywhere.
No, it's still the same now
I
because
think
you can't.
Surely it depends, though, Shelley. Because what about all the talk about moving on? But you know, like a lot of the fishes that are farmed that are not natural.
Yeah, so you got you get
Grown specifically.
you get like your salmon and all that
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, is then farmed. Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
is there
oh, and
problems
it's not,
in?
okay, it's
there's
not just
problems
me
in
then.
Sundon
I
Park.
thought it's clearly in our area. Are you there, Nico? As the fish took
Cameras are
you.
connected, but just the camera off, unless she's whacked something.
Oh dear. Okay.
Going. Oh, there you
hello.
go. Changed her. Oh no.
Now she's going on her phone.
Yeah.
Can't hear you. Can't hear. I don't know what you're moaning about, but we can't hear you.
We can't hear you. Your mic's not on that.
Hello.
Oh wow.
It's technology. Okay.
It is.
It's 2026 and technology still is temperamental. It's still temperamental. Her face is an absolute picture. So annoyed.
She starts to cuss out.
Still can't hear you, but she is so annoyed. I can see it.
Yeah. Well,
So
I didn't really do. You're saying about habits and actually resolutions and stuff. It's something that I've wanted to do since I turned 52 years ago. And it didn't quite work out for one reason or another. Then I found a new place to go. And then my friends that I was going to do it with were sort of like weren't at work, and were able to fit it in last week.
This is so cryptic, people, but just stay with it, okay?
Yeah. I am not very good with heights at all. I mean, like really, really not good with heights. And I'd wanted to do something to do with heights, but I needed to be comfortable. I mean, I've been on the London Eye, and a couple of times I've just sat down in the middle, and a couple of times I was able to walk around. It just depended on how many people were around me and stuff, because it's more that I worry about other people mucking around and falling and things. So it's not necessarily all the height that I'm at. But I found this place that's in London that was taller than the Shard, as in the viewing platform, and all of us lot hadn't been to this place before. It's called Horizon 22, and it's near where like the garden building is, you know, like the walkie-talkie building. So when you see that tall building behind, that's what I went up to. I'm going to show you some pictures. So if there are people out there that are not particularly good with heights, the first ones I'll show you are for me further back from the window. So you're looking more what's around me. So don't worry too much. But it was just something that as I said, I wanted to do. Not great with heights, and that is what it's like up there. And you see people are sat at the window and everything all around.
Wow. Okay.
I'm quite far back, and so that's the Shard that I'm looking at across the river, the other side of the river.
Oh yeah.
And that's the kind of view. If you've been watching The Masked Singer, that's where the I've forgotten what character is Monkey Business. That's where all her we think is a her it was all videoed. up there. So as you see, you've got like this big, huge space, and I'm nowhere near any of the windows right now. So I do get a little bit closer. I don't know whether you can. So that picture was taken from above me, so you can see how far down it was. And then, yeah, it's me telling them off. So just like, take the frigging picture. I'm not getting any closer
to the window.
That was as close as I got because I've got this girder behind me. Here, it's not part of the window; it's part of the flooring.
Yeah.
But my mate has then sent me some
okay.
pictures since. So this is the view that you get.
Wow.
From up there, and then looking down on the whatever that other building is. And yeah, and looking down onto. Yes, so that's the walkie-talkie building that's on the right-hand side. That's the one everyone kind of sees a lot of.
Right, okay.
It's free to go up. You book a time. It's been open a year and a bit, I think. The guys in there are absolutely amazing. You kind of go through a little bit like an airport security thing, and they're joking with you all the time. I don't know whether they were joking with me more because they realised that I was so nervous, but it was just a fantastic experience. And I had to go all the way round.
What's it called?
Horizon 22.
Ooh.
Okay.
And it is that you just book tickets because they don't want the viewing platform too busy. You've got a restaurant that's then below, and that gets you access to go upstairs as well. Put the link in on the chat, and it's you kind of left your own devices. As you come out the lift, you come out on a bit of a floor that's then got like frosting below, so you're looking out, you're not looking down to start off with to get you used to it. Because I came out there and I was
no. What you're saying, you can see down.
So there's people, all my friends were right up against the window looking down and pointing at different things. And I'm like, I don't care if you stood in front of me. I'm not coming up to you. And I did kind of, but only when there was that girder. So that picture that you saw, there was a girder that goes between one floor and the next. So I felt comfortable creeping up to that. And said, here, if you start mucking around and start pulling me, I will have a fit.
Yeah.
So they've known me for years. They're the Venture Scouts. So they've known me for years. So yeah. But that was something I wanted to do for so long. And it is kind of like a resolution. It is a thing that I wanted to do and I wanted to complete, even though I wasn't happy. I kind of was happy as I was up there. As I relaxed because I'd done it. Would I go up again? Perhaps I would. Yeah, it hasn't put me off. And I might be a little bit more adventurous. But yeah, it was just something I just needed to do. And I can't see why. I can't say why. But I just needed to complete something. Should have done it as a fundraiser, really, shouldn't I?
That's absolutely fantastic. That was your goal, stroke resolution, stroke whatever you want to call it, which has started your year off.
Yeah.
And you've then completed that. So that's absolutely brilliant. Well done. Well done.
Because like when you're scared of something like heights and things like that, the impact is quite widespread, isn't it? Because people just assume.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, for me, I never really thought about being scared. Right. Basically, if you're scared of heights, I just think, maybe you're scared of like walking up there or seeing out the edge of a building. It didn't really. Yeah. I never really thought of it in terms of it could also impact your fear of flying, or even for some people,
you've got different versions of it
up hills.
Yeah, you've got different versions. Me and my best mate Amanda, we're both scared of heights, but for different reasons. So she could do one part of the heights, I couldn't do the other. Like sometimes I can be quite funny because I'll go up one floor of a quite tall bridge and go across and not feel comfortable, because it's the fear of falling part of my height
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
It's if
100%.
I
Yeah.
get trapped there, or if someone else is mucking around. Like the thing around the London Eye, I then realised was because the doors kind of like closed, and they are locked, closed. But in my mind, it couldn't take too much for you to push them to pull them open. So if people were mucking around near where those doors were, I would freak out. But it wasn't for me. It was just because I can see my mind's gone, and that's something that then can happen. My mate,
Yeah.
it's because you go up and up and up. We've been in the castle before, and we've started going up the stairs in the basement, in the dungeons and stuff. So you kind of gone up 2 flights of stairs before you got to ground level. So you've gone up 2 flights of stairs. So we're only 2 floors up. But because she's gone up 4 flights, she's like, you're going to have to go through that door first. I don't know what's there. So she's got frightened because her body's telling her she's gone up 4 flights, so she's got to be 4 flights in the air.
Yeah.
It's so strange how your mind
complex.
goes.
It's very, very complex. Nobody is just scared of heights in the sense of what does that actually mean? Because like you've just said, for everybody, there's a different feeling that they then have. You know, I'm afraid of heights. I don't like going across bridges. I don't, especially if a bridge is open. I don't like going upstairs that are open. Even
So you
just
haven't
one
gone
like
across
flight
the Millennial Bridge then?
Yeah, I don't like that.
No, I'm not
No,
going across that one. I
haven't gone
literally
across
walk
it, but I
down.
didn't enjoy it.
No,
It's
no.
not a very nice
And that
bridge at
was
all.
good.
It vibrates. It's
No.
yeah.
See, I went over it when it was wibbly wobbly as well, so that freaked me out even more. And then this time we was in London, they were like, "Oh, we'll just walk over that bridge," and I was like, "You can do it. I'm carrying on walking down South Bank."
Yeah.
And they looked at me and went, "What? How are we going to get you up the tower?" And I'm like, "I don't care. I'm not going." It's too open, as you say. It's just way too open.
Yeah.
Mine is very much the same as that, and the people around me know that I'm not going to go and do that unless I've got no other choice. But then if I have no, so we went to Bedford River Festival, I don't know, a few years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. Obviously it's packed, it's absolutely packed, and the bridge that they wanted me to go across is one that's really open, crisscross side, you can see through it the whole lot.
Right.
And I literally went, 2 people holding my hands either side with my eyes closed.
Yeah,
that's the only way they got me across it. I was going to walk all the way back. They're like, don't be so stupid. That you got to get through all of those people. Yeah, no, not doing that. Not doing that. One of the other fears I have is people falling or me falling. And when I go to gigs, if I go to like the O2 and stuff like that, I don't want to be up in the rafters. We went to one when we went to see Judy Love in High Wycombe, and we were up high. That was absolutely petrifying. But now that somebody has been to a gig and fallen, now I'm even more nervous.
Yeah.
Because it actually happens. It's actually happened. That fear has happened to somebody. They have then fallen over. Now I'm just like, yeah, right, okay. If there's no seats down there, then I'm not going.
Yeah, we went to Wembley Stadium the first time the NFL played a UK game. And I went up one escalator because, the very front, it's all glass. The escalators are up inside there, if you don't know.
Yeah.
Because the escalator's in the middle of nowhere and you've got this big, huge amount of glass. I went up the first one and I went to the lift. And he was about to say to Will, you can't use the lift. You're meant to be using the escalators. But then I'm walking behind Will, and I've looked and he just took one look at me and went, get in the lift.
There you go.
I must have gone completely
pale.
There was no way I was not going to be able to do it. I would have walked up steps rather than gone up this escalator.
You'd probably still be there, Cheryl.
Yeah,
it's very difficult. It's not easy. That's what I said. It's so complex, so complex. Because for some people, they can go up the escalator, but for others, if the escalator is open, then you can't go up it. It's yeah. And I will do. London is difficult. I go to London all the time. I love going to London. It's wonderful. But the escalators are not the best. And I have to have, if there's 3 of us, 1 in front, 1 behind. Yeah. I cannot look. You know, the amount of times Remy will say, don't look up.
So can I just ask you a question? Because it's, admittedly you said London, right? So for example, I'm presuming, you know, when you're in the underground, so like, especially on the Piccadilly line, for example, which is really, really quite deep. So this is only the logical side of my brain asking here, right? So I know what I'm asking is not rational to people who have fears, but in my head, I'm thinking to myself, you're below ground, so you're coming up to the ground level, but obviously because you're scared of heights, so obviously the escalator is bringing you up to ground level. But what you're telling me is that your brain at that time is not seeing the rationality of the fact that you're below ground level. And it's just bringing you.
No.
So interesting.
It's the depth thing. Sometimes I can be at the bottom and look up, and I'll get the same kind of odd feeling. I wouldn't say it's a scaredness, but I'll get the odd feeling. So at the bottom of an escalator looking up, or say for instance, like we popped into the Tate going along the South Bank, and you know when I don't know if you have walked in there, you go in and they've got the big huge expanse that you see from the outside. It's like that on the inside. It's a big huge hall as you go in, and I sometimes have to creep to the edge of there, and people think it's because I feel I'm worried about falling over, because you're only 1 floor up there as you walk in on ground level. But it's not. It's because I'm then looking up to see what's up above me. I'm not going up there, go nowhere near being up there. But because I've seen this big, huge expanse, it's almost like it's making yourself into this little person in this big, huge expanse. And it throws me a bit.
It's absolutely, it's fascinating for people that are not scared of any of those things. It's absolutely fascinating because everything has, you know, so like you've just said, you're going down, you're down in the underground, and you know that this is taking you up to ground. That is not playing a part in that at all. It doesn't. I don't think I'm going down below ground.
100%. I can recognize.
I just think, oh my God, that's a big long escalator, and I fall, and that's where my head goes to, you know. And it's a height, isn't it? It's a height. It's
I can recognize that.
There's a whole load.
I'm just saying that it just defines how irrational these things are, and I don't mean that in a negative way. So, for example, somebody mentioned bridges. The bridges I don't like for myself is like driving. So there's a particular bridge. I remember I used to drive on the North Circular a lot, and there's a particular bridge. You go up there for some reason. He's like, the bridge is going up, and there's a bit above, and for some reason I just did not like it. I wouldn't particularly say I was that scared of it, but I was to the extent because I'm gripping the steering wheel and I'm bending down like this, and the logical side said, this is really stupid, right? Because the height of the bridge is you're in the car and the car is going under, but I'm still driving there like that.
Right. So if you imagine that on a regular basis, 10-fold,
walking,
20-fold, whatever. 100%. That is,
Because even when Shelley said about looking the thing there, I'm going there, I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, I know I probably wouldn't be too worried about going up, but I'm definitely not interested in that, seeing that glass thing and looking down.
I've written it down, and that is not, it's not something, I'm not putting that out there saying, yes, I'm going to do that, because I have to prepare myself. But the same, I wouldn't be able to look down. I might be able to look out.
Yeah.
That looking down is not happening at all. But it's on my list. It's on my list. That could be something, possibly. Depends who I go with. You know,
I honestly think I couldn't have gone with Amanda because she's scared of heights as I am. I couldn't have gone. We did think about me going with her boys, But then I think I would then be more worried about if they're okay. And I know my boys from like Venture Scout days, I knew I was comfortable with them because we would hang around all the time. We know each other so well. So I felt comfortable with who I was with. And I think that really made a difference because they just,
It does.
they were coaxing me, but they weren't pulling me or pushing me to do it.
Oh my God, don't touch me. Don't pull me. Don't.
I had a couple of times it was like, do you want hand holding? Do you want pulled? Do you want helped over? And I said, no, you stand there. I will walk up to you. That's fine. The minute you go to touch me or like, and I had one of them come just like on the shoulder. I was like, yeah, it's fine. Don't grab me. But yeah.
Right. So, because we've only got a few minutes left. So well done, Shelley. That is the start of your year. That is the start of your year. And that's absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. We need to do Tishi's poem before we leave.
Yes.
So Tishi, who's one of our Simply D's ladies, has written a poem about Blue Monday.
Blue Monday, yeah, because we changed our Zoom day to yesterday because supposedly being Blue Monday, like we talked about last week. Tishi does do quite a lot of poems. We are a clean version of a poem, so don't panic, people. It's called Feel Blue. You feel blue because you're unhappy and sad. You feel blue because you're hurting emotionally, mentally, and physically. Sometimes you're fed up with things and you need a change so you can feel blue. Don't be ashamed or embarrassed when you feel blue because you're not the only one who feels this way sometimes. Don't be scared to be vulnerable when you feel blue. Acknowledge the fact that you feel blue because acknowledging that you will feel blue is a powerful thing and not a weakness, and support and strength is power when you feel blue. It's okay to feel blue sometimes, but when you feel blue, remember that you're not alone and you will get through it because feeling blue is a moment that doesn't define you.
Yeah. I like that.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And Tishi's online, which is wonderful.
Yeah,
Hi,
Tishi's
Tishi.
online. Yeah. Some of her poetry right now is getting very deep, and it's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic, and it's right. It's feeling blue. Yeah, you can feel blue. Everyone can feel blue sometimes, and you acknowledge that you're feeling blue. Sometimes you need to work through it. Sometimes you just need to feel it. Acknowledge it's there. Just don't dwell on it there. Because some people do think, oh, I'm feeling blue, and I'm not feeling happy. I'm upset. I'm this and that. Oh, I've got to do something, and they'll almost push it aside, and it's only just going to catch up with you at some point.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to sit in it, and work through it, and come out the other side. Because, like you said, if you're pushing it away, it's going to come out at some point. You know, all those things that you put in a little box in the back of your head, they're coming out at some point. So if you can, in that moment, stay with it, then that's really good. But at some point, you're going to look at it. So we have come to the end. I've got heights in my head now. This is just, I need to get rid of that. I need to go and watch GMTV. I know.
If I get a message at 2:00 in the morning.
This is your fault that I've had no sleep. Is it not GMT? Good Morning Britain. I don't even know what it's called. That's another reason why I need to let that go, because I don't even know what it's called. Anyway,
trust me.
We'll be back next.
Right. Sorry. Remember earlier we were talking about how long it takes to form a habit, right? So if you do tomorrow, day 1, right?
Yep.
Don't turn it on and just see. I said you'll be surprised at how quickly you will not notice it. And I say that because Shelley made reference to The Masked Singer the other day, and I used to watch that religiously. and I didn't even know it was on. So
This
Oh,
does
okay.
year's been
happen.
really
Okay.
weird with it as well. So yeah,
You can't do it, but
Okay.
it just feels oh. So yeah,
It's fine. I'm going to do that. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. So we will
See,
be back next
Tisha's
week
just-
at the same time.
Tisha's just said, I acknowledge it now, but I never used to. Well done, girl.
well done.
Well done. Well done. See you all next week. Same time, same place.
And we'll have a
Bye.
check-in and make sure there's been no GMTV. Bye, everybody.
Yes. You want a little chart and everything. You might get a gold star.